As much as anything, supply and demand drives commodity prices, as Australian consumers found out to their cost when Cyclone Yasi flattened most of North Queensland's banana plantations this time last year. But what about those in the eye of the storm? Growers who'd tried to cut their losses by hacking down fruit-laden banana trees ahead of the approaching tempest. We begin John Taylor's report with a flashback to Tully, the morning after Yasi cut its destructive path across the North Queensland coastline.
We crossed the highway and entered the town of Tully. And the devastation was obvious. To give you a sense of just how powerful Cyclone Yasi was, this used to be somebody's home. And instead, the cyclone has just ripped it off. And the homeowner doesn't want to speak to us, but we've got permission to film here. But you can just see the amazing, devastating power of this cyclone. What's happened to your farms?
My farms are like this, all flat. There's no tree standing. We won't be picking any fruit up off the ground because it's too expensive. We will have to start again. All the suckers, all the cost of growing a bunch of bananas and bringing it to market.
That must hurt.
Yeah, financially it'll hurt a great deal, and I mean psychologically it hurts too. I think a lot of times it gets growers in the mind before it gets them in the pocket. They've seen all this work, a lifetime of work, and it's laying all in the fields in front of them.
Tully is a banana town. What does this blow to the industry mean for Tully?
Where it's going to affect the town is the employment. Bananas are the biggest employment in the region. I myself employ 100 people. My neighbour employs 350. There are several other farmers around the area who employ 100 or a few more. A lot of those people will be without a job within a few days. If those people leave town, the teachers leave because there's less pupils at the school. We'll end up with less ambulance officers, less policemen. It's a snowballing effect if you lose population like that. So we need to make sure that we maintain the population of the town so that when the crop comes back in, there will be people here to process it and to help grow it.
When Landline last saw Len Collins, he was in a bad way and really worried about his beloved Tully and his industry. So a year on, how has he fared?
Oh, the past 12 months has been a tough time. But I mean, we've now got a lot of our infrastructure back together. We had an insurance claim of $3.7 million for infrastructure, plus we lost all our bananas and 50% of our sugarcane it worked out at. We're now back in full production with the bananas, and the next year's, or this year now, sugar crop is looking very promising. And we've probably got 70% of our infrastructure, houses and sheds back together, but we've still got a couple of new houses to build.
When Yasi struck, he'd hoped that authorities would not only help growers get back on their feet, but protect the livelihoods of the employees. And things worked out.
Yes, it did. They did subsidise the wages of the people to the equivalent of the dole, and that was a great help to all the growers and allowed them to keep on more people. It wasn't only to the growers, it happens to the people around the town also and all the business houses. So that actually did keep more people in town that would not have been able to otherwise. That is probably the single biggest help that the government has been to the community.
Prices, of course, did go sky high, but Len Collins says Tully growers didn't benefit.
Yes, the consumers paid high prices right through it, and there wasn't much resistance. People wanted their bananas and they paid those prices. And they have been rewarded since we've had since before Christmas, another glut on the market, and they've had very low prices. The growers have taken a fairly big hit there because apart from a few growers in other areas, all growers have had no income there for the 9 months, and then they went into an oversupply situation immediately. So it's been a very tough year ever since the cyclone.
After Cyclone Larry and then Yasi, the banana industry has certainly been in the spotlight. And perhaps consumers have changed the way they look at the yellow fruit and what they can expect.
Yes, it was amazing that very small bananas, which we always chucked away, we've had great reports back from some consumers saying, God, we never knew there were bananas like this. They were very sweet. But anyway, I dare say supermarkets will only want the big ones again in the shops, and we'll be back to chucking those small ones away again.